I just wanted to give you a quick demo of this product called Qlik, which is essentially a BI tool, very reasonable price, and what you can do with the Enerlead data. And I'm sure you'd be able to post this up on your intranet if you wanted to, a link to it if the user had access. So here's an example. What we have here is an app, and essentially the app is called Enerlead. And the laptop's a little sluggish here, but what will pop up is our option to look at some of the different apps or some of the different files within Enerlead. So here's new facility license. If I click that, this is the summary of kind of the new facility licenses. Like we talked about, what we can do is we can geocode the data specific to some boundaries that you set up for yourself. But here's an example of the standard boundaries set up by the board field centers. So if we had an office, say in Grand Prairie, I could click on Grand Prairie, and when I select Grand Prairie, it gives the user a view of all the things that are going on in Grand Prairie. So I took my list down, and then here are all the people there, how many new licenses, how many amended licenses. This is ultimately the field, but I'll have to stretch it out a little bit to see more information there. And then this is the different stuff that happened in Grand Prairie, and these are the users that are associated with these opportunities. If I wanted to come in and only look at, say, new well licenses, or sorry, new facility licenses, that could shrink her down. And if I said, okay, well, I'm interested in looking at, say, this compressor station. So what we see here is ConocoPhillips. This is a negative value because ultimately it doesn't have an engineering company associated with it. It's a new well license. It's in Grand Prairie. This is the field. Again, we'd have to fool around with it to get the field showing. And then there's the individual associated with it. I've opened up these tabs up at the top, so I can go ahead and I can separate the tabs here. And I can come down and say, okay, well, I want to take a look at this particular one. And there's long run expiration, or I can click on long run, and it comes in and it talks about the different, or shows me the data associated with that. If I click back and I look at Grand Prairie, again, I've got my different engineering companies. I could come in here and I could look at the engineering, see in Canada is dealing with OEL in this area. And then we could come over here and we could see Blue Star, it's ARC Resources dealing with that. So pretty much all the information that you'd want to see related to the oil and gas sector. Again, very easy. If I look down here and take a look at the CNRL, and let's say that I know one of these individuals, these are people associated with those particular well license. A lot of times they're going to be individuals that are on the administrative side of it, but in this case, Peter very much could be the operations manager. Again, it's Huron Resources, tier and tier engineering. We got an oil satellite battery. We show the field in a little bit more detail, and then this is kind of what the throughput is associated with it. So a user could come into their area, quickly identify people that they need to call, and then go ahead and make the call. So hopefully that was helpful. We also have the ability to come in and not only just look at the facility license, but in this particular case, I could say, hey, let's look at the new well licenses. So essentially a bit of a leading indicator. Really happens the exact same way. I want to look at Drayton Valley, and ultimately here are the companies putting in new well licenses in Drayton Valley. I can specifically come in and look at Paramount, and I got 10 gas wells going in that area, and then this happens to be the person there. So, we could do some things with surface location, so on and so forth, build this out a little bit to help you identify if it's going to be a pad, and if it is going to be a pad, that might be a construction opportunity for you on that side of it. So, an example of all the things that can be done with Enerlead, the data to associate it to from a market research and a lead generation perspective.